And we're back, even though no one knows that we're back, because we're once again having audio issues. And I'm sure it's all smooth sailing for here. We have to roll out the red carpet for the first of probably not many guests.
After how this is going, yeah. The one, the only, mentioned a few times, Zack.
Oh, no! Zack's the best. How are you doing, Zack?
I'm doing
Pretend
well.
we haven't been talking for the last hour.
I think I can do that, yeah. Why are you in my house? Oh, wait, is this my house?
Yeah, this is my house.
It's like, don't worry. Anytime I talk to you guys, I always pretend like I haven't been talking to you. So
I kind of like distance myself. It's called disassociating.
It's gonna be weird having evidence now.
Yeah, it's okay.
Ooh.
So first of all, guys, how's the fucking weather? Because it's phenomenal
No.
here.
First of all, we have to reintroduce this. That Zack is one of us. He is one of the many. There are dozens
of us.
And we are
headstrong, stubborn, quibbling, self-centered, vindictive, obnoxious, hormonal, sexually preoccupied, evil, thieving, cross-dressing jerks.
Hey,
and
pretty good.
we stand by that.
And proud.
Right, Zack? Okay, good.
Yeah, I cut his mic a long time ago.
Yeah,
I've been talking in the corner for an hour.
I love Zack. Every time I talk to him, I give him a big hug, and I say that we're friends.
It's because you're an honorless, lying little turd.
Yeah, and that's why.
Yeah, all right, Arun. That's enough. Yeah. No.
Yeah, okay.
So, the weather here, Zack and I both live
frightful.
over... Well, sort of. I don't know where he was today, but here, it's cold, but clear and so sunny. It's been really, really beautiful, cold weather here. So... Again, I got no complaints about the weather. I've been loving it. What was it like? Where were you at today, Zack? Or you don't have to dox yourself. But like I do constantly. Yeah.
I live in the greater Seattle area, so I think there's enough people that,
Yeah. I'm the only Zack in Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I name my town, someone could literally just come find me if they wanted to, because it's small enough.
I'm looking for Doug.
Like,
where's he at?
They're like, oh, yeah, I know where he works. I know where he lives.
I know where
what
his
brings
wife
you around
works,
these parts? You know? I mean, I guess someone would tell you if you're white.
Over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that F slur? No. Okay. I won't say that. But, yeah, they're like, hey, I want to know where Doug is. They're like, Doug?
No, Doug,
I'm an upstanding community member. And
those are the ones to look out for, like Ted Bundy and stuff.
Or is he?
Yeah.
Doug he's the real deal.
Yeah, so there. Hassan said so.
Yeah, and anything Hassan says,
But Dr. Phil said...
I hope you get ass cancer and die, you son of a bitch.
So I think I'm on the right side of both of those.
Agree.
No, the weather here is just really fucking cold. I hate it so much.
Is it cloudy?
Like, yeah, it was kind of cloudy, gray. Yeah, it got to the afternoon where, like, the sun's setting, and so it just always feels like it could start snowing. I mean, it really did. It was like 33 degrees. It's all gray and this weird light. I mean, it's kind of cool. I like that. That's the only thing I like about the cold weather and snow is how everything kind of glows lighter, all the clouds and stuff.
It's definitely nicer when it has snow because, there's something for light to reflect on. So it's not so dark over here. Otherwise, it's like, we really appreciate the sunshine like these days because it's about to not be like that for a long time.
Yeah.
And then if there's a little snow on the ground, it really just physically brightens up everything. So you're not quite so gloomy, I feel like.
Well, with my commute and the way that people drive over here, a little snow on the ground, I'm just like, oh God! I swear, it just drives me crazy. But
yeah, I agree.
Oh yeah, the hills and
So-
the brick-lined streets here, make it so great.
Yeah, all the traffic over here
Yeah.
is just a big slushy mess.
Trees. Yeah, that's one thing. It's all nice and wide open here. That's how bad the drivers are here. Is that it's an actual problem? It's like we get snow every year. We have huge just highways and urban sprawl
Definitely.
and suburbs everywhere, and it's still an absolute fucking nightmare every time
Because
it
it's
gets to
easy
winter.
for like 90%
And
of
it's
the
like-
year. It's like easy
It's like-
driving.
Yeah. And I already feel bad enough being a hypocritical, anti-capitalist, climate change alarmist driving my American-made pickup truck
You're poor.
everywhere.
You didn't have a choice.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I have to commute to work, it's like, and don't make me sit here in four-wheel drive. And anyway,
yeah, people
that's
like
all
us don't need to
coming.
make the changes. Look at people that have the money that could have no waste. They could be using electric cars. Their houses could be totally as like
Yeah.
efficient as possible, and they're getting like blood diamonds and like all
I don't
kinds
even
of
care about
luxury shit
them.
that
It's the
me neither at all.
fucking
Eat
U.S.
them.
military could
No.
cut it down to electric only, and it would make the world a better place already. But I'm no scientist.
What?
But
You're an
I'm not.
economist.
I'm not. Sorry.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I know. Everyone thinks I am. But Zach, I know that. You can introduce kind of like your views or yourself or whatever. You're an anarchist, right?
Tell him exactly
Or
what
I mean,
you told me.
you don't have
No.
to do labels.
You should say
but-
exactly what you said to me earlier
Political
about
labels
when you
aren't
were
great.
started in college or whatever. Yeah, like that sentence, how you framed it.
I grew up in a isolated rural town, had
Went to school with me.
decided that I wanted to be
Yeah.
I wanted to become a priest. I started college in joined Campus Crusade for Christ, ran a men's Bible study, and was in the Washington State
What
Young
the
Republicans
fuck?
Club.
No, just
and
kidding. Sorry.
Dropped
Yeah,
out of college.
you were in a
about a year and a
Republicans
half
club?
later. Yeah, oh yeah. Small
Yeah.
government, no regulation. You gotta be free to do what
Exactly,
you
yeah.
want.
Libertarian.
Yes.
And a year and a
libertarian
half later, I
phase.
was
Yeah.
wheat pasting anarchist propaganda all over campus
Mm-hmm.
after I dropped out.
Yeah.
Wheat pasting.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Well, you went down that route that so many people can't extract themselves from. Where I've said on the show before, it was like, yeah, I was there's a lot of different ways that the American media can feed you right-wing bullshit, but especially when you start out with that idea of liberty and how just personal liberty and how that has been twisted through like the American capitalist perspective into like leading to like the Republican Party and then to like libertarian. I would bet, right, that you probably with me voted for Ron Paul like in 2012 or something, right? Or whatever. Like, I guess that might be a little late for you,
yeah.
or 2008 or something. But
No, I actually didn't start
I-
voting until
well, see,
my mid-20s.
that was going to be my next question. Do you consistently vote? I mean, that's a thing with like us leftists. It can
It's
seem
a little hit or miss, yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I voted every election since my first year I graduated, 2008. I voted for Obama. Obviously, I've always voted Democrat. I have never voted for a Republican ever.
Oh,
So,
fuck no.
You guys suck.
Yeah, even me.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I
I'm
voted
just
for a
kidding.
Republican either. I voted for the Libertarian Party, and mostly because, and that's for presidential elections.
I mean, even
but,
anything,
who cares? We live
yeah.
in Washington, so it doesn't matter. That's what got me in like
Other
2016.
elections, though, too,
I was like, well, I
matter.
didn't vote for Trump, and I didn't vote for Hillary. Fuck it, it doesn't matter. We're a blue state. I can just write in Mickey Mouse. It doesn't. The Electoral College is bullshit. But I mean,
Yeah, and
so
that's kind of what disillusioned me from voting through most of my 20s.
Yeah.
Being an anarchist and I would say anarcho-communist.
well, that's the thing that
working
gets me is
together,
that
and the small-scale systems of helping each other were much more important
Yeah.
to me than any kind of political garbage that was going on. I didn't feel that anyone represented my interests, so why would I
Right.
care who's in control?
And that's how cults
But-
start.
Yeah. He's like, anyway, here, drink this.
Yeah.
That's what makes me wonder. It's like, it's so tough for someone who would identify as like an anarchist or an anarcho-communist, like, because it feels like, to me, from my perspective, I don't call myself really anything. I mean, I'm a democratic socialist, I guess, but it's just democracy is so important to me. And it's like, I feel like it sucks that, for many anarchists, I would imagine, democracy is an important thing. Maybe on smaller scales, if you're a syndicalist or whatever, whatever people want to be.
One thing I like to say about anarchists
but
is
American democracy just sucks. It's not democratic.
It's America.
But
Yeah.
what were you going to say?
well, the one thing about being an anarchist and hanging out in anarchist circles is you will never meet another anarchist with the same views as you, and that's part of the culture.
Oh, yeah, true.
So
yeah, it would...
Getting us all together
yeah.
as a voting bloc is kind of not really a thing.
Well, yeah, true, as a voting bloc, and especially in like this watered down representative democracy, I just feel like even when, I don't know, it's like you can feel black-pilled about it, or just not even black-pilled, but just like, what's the difference? It doesn't, none of this represents my interests, and if you're not into, incrementalism in any way, which many anarchists would not be, or many communists would not be, if you're more revolutionary or something, or if you're more of just given up on that and decide, you only live once, we're not going to topple the system, let's, work within our groups and stuff, and just, whatever, collective...
I feel like
collective stuff.
Do you think that
then what's the point in voting? But I don't know. I just feel like the more of us leftists. You say that even in anarchist circles, no one really has the same views. I guess unlike what I thought, you guys just don't sit around and read Kropotkin together, which is what I assumed. No, and so it's that bad just within a certain type of leftism, just anti-capitalism, so the entire left wing of the United States, nothing's going to get us together unless Natalie, gets Comic-Con together
I know,
or whatever.
that's the...
But using the master's tools, like at the very least, not even just using the master's tools to take down the system, but to ward off in some way the advent of fascism as it can arise through the democratic process, especially in our watered down democratic process, just seems important to me. I'm not doing it to call you out. I just immediately had that thought, like, yeah,
agree.
do you vote? Like, how do you feel about that? Yeah.
In my later 20s and into now in my mid 30s, I've become much more of an alarmist at the way things were going, and felt that participation and sticking your finger in the dike was needed.
Sure.
But I still feel like you're voting for the lesser of two evils, and a lot of people, when the lesser evil wins, they forget that they were still voting for an evil, and that's a misquoted some person, I can't remember, but you still have to realize that when you're a progressive, you are voting in the person that you want to push against. You are not voting for the person that represents you. You're voting for the person that you can more easily push change on. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's about influence after the fact in some way, which is just near impossible for progressives in many places, which is true. At least it... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, do you guys think that most anarcho-communists are going to be white people, and more particularly like white guys, because Zach's nodding yes. And I think that it's easier to feel really disillusioned like that. And if you're trying to run away, if you don't have a sense of community, which I know that you would probably say you didn't, and like all, or I mean, until maybe you found
recently, no.
anarcho community, which is funny sort of oxymoron, or whatever you want to say.
Anarcho-munity.
Anarcho-munity, yeah.
In our community, we
especially like people that like white guys, white men in America not being treated as a monolith, even like having a group of people that you feel like you're in this together with, like that would make it hard to feel like you're needing to stay in the system to help with the change at all. Like black people, women, or whatever, like you're very much a part. When you're treated like a monolith, like in America, black people, you can't just go run away. Like you're leaving behind your brothers, like and sisters, and people.
Candace Owens did it.
It just
She's
seems
fine.
Yeah, people can have mental illnesses and be not white too, Doug.
Okay, yeah.
Obviously,
Kanye,
okay. Yeah, no. But it seems like it's
That's
a lot
good point.
easier for it would just be easier for
not having
white people to.
Yeah, collective. Just collective action itself, coming from the fact that you've been forced into a collection from birth. Yeah, by being a marginalized group. That's why, like the Black Panthers, or one of the biggest like leftist revolutionary organizations when they were around and stuff. But
this is politics.
No, and it was just kind of leading into I don't know, it's just really funny how wrong we were about the midterms, because we wanted to talk politics, and
Democrats suck. No.
Oh no! But that's the thing how wrong we were about the results. Just and it's like
scared.
Exactly that. How wrong we were about the
results,
results, and how right we still were about the Democrats. And it's like, even though they've won, and I just felt all this relief and stuff. I was like, oh, cool, more of the same.
Maintain status quo for another 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
it sucks.
The fucking student loan debt relief is already off the table. It's like, you fucking son of a bitch.
I didn't realize that until the other day. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's pretty much done for.
You little poopy bitch.
And
fuck?
I'd have to look into it more, but another federal court, said they can do
Texas?
it, and then they pulled some of it back. They've already pulled more of it back, and it's like, just buy our fucking votes already. Like, just gimme. I'm a socialist, all right? And
socialism is when no car.
And I
actually use our tax money for the tax base and invest in the community that creates your government instead of siphoning it off.
No, that's stupid.
It's just,
you cuck.
Yeah. What are you, some
Soy
fucking
boy
commie?
over here?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, yes. Then there's the meme of the stoic man just saying yes. But yeah.
You know what?
And
I am a fan of the Stoics.
Yeah.
And speaking of these memes and stuff, it's like, and even after the midterms, now I don't go back on Twitter, and we talked about it for 15 minutes, or I blathered on about it because I was just lamenting. I think the era of shit posting is gone.
Oh, yeah.
And especially political. Sometimes it was really kind of cutting satire in one sentence, in a way that you would get in the political area of Twitter, where it really is like shit posts, like it's jokes, but it's always a kernel of like a dark truth about how fucked we are and stuff. And I just don't see it anymore. Because I've been off Twitter for a week, and so I just cry myself to sleep every night and don't know what to do while I'm on the toilet. But
What the fuck, Elon Musk? And you know what?
Yeah, there's a capitalist piece of shit.
And you know what?
Ruining what we had.
He's so fucking stupid too, and he's such a great example of billionaires not deserving to be billionaires. Was like, Kelsey and I were talking about it. Her parents have had a business for a long time. I'm like, You think your parents made the kind of stupid fucking decisions that Elon Musk just made? Like how he actually is running, like with his blue check. Not that it's any way comparable to kinds of businesses, but what an actual bad business owner he is, as he just fell upwards into this money because he came from gem wealth from South Africa. Like he's such a know-nothing, stupid,
that he can...
chicken skin bitch. I can't even believe he still has like any sort of followers. He seems so stupid. Like he has no. He is a Redditor. As a, I know. I don't.
Hey! Don't say the
N-word.
Oh no, it's the R word. I guess. No. Zach, are you a big Redditor? You said you're on Reddit, right?
I use it to glean information and entertainment, but
you don't comment and stuff.
Don't run
I
into
do not interact in the cesspool that is the social media.
I like Reddit commenting because people can be
Elon
really
lovers.
smart, though. People can be super smart on Reddit.
The fact that, that this whole so-called capitalist system, if it so can be called. No, but this system where people unironically believe in meritocracy and some fucking jagoff like this is still the richest man on earth. And
richest man,
has
like,
completely
in the history of the world.
They say that Rockefeller was more, but still.
I don't know if he had... Oh yeah, like, and also,
and it's like, and we changed the entire system because Rockefeller was too rich. But the fact that this guy does like can run this thing into the toilet with a bad business decision, over leverages himself with debt, have a bunch of people just screaming
the N-word
all over the internet. And just looking through Twitter like,
these people are sick.
No, but and yet still since because of the system that we're in and the way that wealth is worth, in our society, that like I'm in my it was like intercultural studies class or something like that. And bringing up Elon Musk, all that people would know, and they're just normal people going about their lives, going to school, raising kids, stuff like this. And it's like, oh yeah, he owns Tesla. That's what it is. No, yeah, I think he's like a super smart billionaire, right? I like him. He's kind of funny. That's all people know. It's like this guy's a nightmare. Like, and he's like a shining beacon of what is wrong in the world.
Agree.
And like,
people have to flush their toilet 15 times.
Okay, but yeah.
Even if he wasn't so terrible at what he does, just the concept that he controls enough wealth and power to
fluctuate world markets with one fucking tweet.
To change the lives of millions of people, to have that much control over other human beings is inherently morally wrong, in my opinion.
To even make the bad business decision in the first place. Yeah.
Well, it's like how his one private enterprise, like his one business or whatever, because he was good at owning one business, means that people's retirement accounts can plummet. Like that stock markets can change and shift because of one motherfucking business. Are you serious? And it's a business that's what? Like a car because he owns a car company? Who fucking cares about that?
Yeah, and he didn't even start the car
What is
company.
his value? I know. And he didn't invent anything on it, and he talks shit about college educations, and he literally employs like aeronautical engineers. He's such a fucking
beep. I'm
the N-word.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm an aeronautical engineer. You don't hear me, going on and on about it.
But you know what the worst thing about Elon Musk is? That he's going around and he's thinking, everyone is stupid except me.
Yeah.
Everyone is stupid except me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I had the soundboard.
Too. But you don't.
Well, fix it in post. Just cut that.
This is politics.
Okay. This is the politics of the podcast.
This is politics.
I want a soundboard. Zach, set me up with one.
Yeah. Mine's better than yours.
Yeah. But it's just, that's my thing. Or why I wanted to bring that up. The fact that, you only have so much time to even get into this stuff we're fucking the three of us are nerds, right? We're sitting on a fucking podcast right now,
and we
go through Reddit or Twitter or YouTube or whatever, or just the news, whatever you might consume, and like actively seek out these things and know things about Elon Musk. And so many other people just live under it, let alone like Jeff Bezos or something. Like these people that are just so insanely powerful. And the fact that some people, because they're, capitalist authoritarians, see nothing wrong with it and think it's good. And some people, most people, see nothing wrong with it because they don't see it. They don't think about it at all. They don't think it's wrong because it's just the way that it is. And just things could be so much better for all of them.
Oh, idealistic much? Huh?
Yeah.
You're so selfish and stupid when you do that.
Yeah.
Okay, Natalie.
The divine right
that's
of
why
kings seemed pretty normal for a while.
Exactly. So where are we going from here? And that's why Zack says that
democracy simply doesn't work.
He says it all the time.
Yeah. Oh, Zack.
I do consider myself
Kent Brockman.
Yeah. I knew him from somewhere.
Sociopathic utilitarianism. That's the way forward. We just decide. And I truly do believe that as a society, we need to take a strong look at ourselves, decide where we're at, decide where we want to be, and how we're going to get there. The system is so built
hence the
on
utilitarian.
whatever works for however long until it's so broken that, the rich are dying, that things change. Like, why can't we just change things as need be? Why can't we build a system that we want to live in instead of dealing with these medieval institutions and these markets and designs and workdays that were generations ago built to exploit labor?
Yeah.
Why can't we take a good look at something
to
and
entrench
redesign
the
world we
hierarchy?
want to live in?
Yeah.
And like if
well,
the three
and then
of us
even
can
if you
think that
have a
it's wrong,
design,
it seems like other people have probably had good ideas to do this too. It's not like we're like inventing any way to be. Other people have put in a lot of effort thinking about what society really could fucking look like. And it's really disappointing that, it's not more common that people aren't thinking about how much better things could be. Like that
they
they're
don't
just
have time because they're working.
Yeah, it's really sad.
Because they're wage slaves. Yeah, no, I mean, actually, it really is just us, though. We are, the next Marcusa.
No, we're pretty far left,
everyone.
though.
Everyone is stupid except me, but
Not good.
I was thinking about Tracy Jordan or whatever on 30 Rock. He's like, I want to hold a mirror up to society and then win a prize for having the world's largest mirror. That's what this...
Thanks a lot, Puritans.
Yeah, that's what this podcast is doing. It's holding a mirror up to society.
Well, if Elon Musk builds his rocket, we can build a giant mirror.
There it is. And we can hold a mirror up to society. So I guess we do need capitalism.
Yeah, that definitely won't help with global warming, but we'll figure it out by then.
We just need the annihilatrix, Killfish to save us.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Oh, man, there's a deep cut, Zach. Oh, man. I love that show. You should watch Frisky Dingo, Natalie. Everyone who listens to this, go watch. There's only 2 seasons, right? I think. I went through all of it in one night.
It's like 2.5 hours for the entire show.
Yeah, exactly. So
we only have 11 minutes for this part of the kidnapping.
It's like right between C-Lab and Archer, and it's the same
animated?
people pretty much. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's animated.
Oh, you better believe it's animated.
Oh, that's all I watch. But, so I just speaking of capitalism, I just got a new phone. But I wrote that it's the leftist socialist edition because I just broke in and stole it from an AT&T store.
Oh, because that's actually what communism is just
seize the
taking
means of
whatever you want.
communication.
Yeah.
See,
Nice.
that's my shit post that I just write in my notes app now, and I don't tweet out. Yeah, it's like, where am I going to, like, how am I just going to repeatedly every few days tweet out just the name Rhonda Santis?
Rhonda
And have no
Santis.
one see it.
I know.
See, back in my day, you just went to the Kinko's and you used a USB drive that had codes on it, so it would bypass the coin slot machine, and you would print out your anarchist propaganda, and then you steal flour from the Safeway, and you boil wheat paste, and you put those up on telephone poles.
Yeah,
That's
Hell yeah. Why don't you just steal glue?
That's bad for the environment.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey, it's just horses. No, I only do
your own
I only
research.
do
Look up
100%
wheat paste.
horse hoof. Yeah, no, actually, I've never heard of it until
Toad
you.
mucus.
So,
Thanks a lot, Puritans.
Yeah, that sounds like an anarchist.
Yeah, you just boil flour until it's like this clear, goopy glue, and you put a layer on, then you put the paper on it, and then you put another layer on top. It's like shellacked on there. If you see like flyers and stuff like that, that's wheat paste. You can steal all the ingredients and cook it over a fire behind the abandoned factory.
and see this, folks. Yeah, the abandoned factory that wrecked by capitalism with all these poor people around it. And that's you two on that side of the microphone across the state are just perfect representations of why
anarchists should not be allowed to have children.
Oh, your wheat paste talk?
Finally, finally, I got to use that in a good way.
Yeah.
But let's see. What else was I saying?
I think you just need to pod more. Then, if you can't tweet, you.
I should just keep every part of the podcast is just the random thoughts that are less than 280 characters.
Yeah,
I did write.
DeSantis.
Yeah, I did write in here. You kiss your dog on the lips, but you won't eat ass. What the fuck?
Yeah, or vice versa. Frankly,
or I was gonna tell a Holocaust joke, but I'm pretty sure it's both anti-Semitic and ableist.
Oh my god!
And then you fill in the joke in your head, and LOL, you're canceled. Why did you think that? LOL. What the fuck? You're the one who thought it. You put the joke together in your head.
Yeah.
Should look up the term info hazard. I think it's a lot of what goes on in your head.
Yeah?
What is that?
What's the info part? No.
Yeah. What does that mean?
So it's information that you are safer without knowing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Roku's basilisk.
Is it kind of... Yeah, oh, man. Okay. That's the... there was an entire Thought Slime video about that and the people about the whole basilisk thing and something about AI and living in a simulation and...
Well, yeah, Roku's basilisk is really just a tech dressed up version of Pascal's wager, though.
Oh, okay. That if we are just not real or something? Like...
Oh,
okay, explain it, Zach.
The basilisk...
Why the fuck are you on the show, dude? Explain it. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, earn your keep after setting up this whole thing for me.
We're paying you $1,000 for this? No.
Yeah.
So if there is an all-powerful AI in the future that can resurrect people and torture them, wants to torture them for not bringing him into existence, whether or not that happens, it is then in your best interest to work for the coming about of that AI in case it does happen, which is the same as Pascal's wager. Like, if there is a God, I should believe in God just in case.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just bullshit. Yeah. It's a whole logical fallacy.
Because how could you possibly guess what's going to happen anyways? Like, how could you possibly know anyways, like, what your version of what's going to come about would be possibly...
If you buy all the right crystals and you do the right psychedelics and you practice your manifesting...
Yeah. Yeah, you'll be able to just astral... Yeah, you can astral project out of here anyway. So
yeah.
Charge your butthole with the sun.
Yeah, and don't forget the ball tanning.
Yeah, it's a key component to most... good lifestyles.
Another thing I wrote down, I want to be at the school board and city council meetings for when guys like Matt Walsh and anti-vax weirdos are grandstanding, and I want to be there.
Me too.
I want to be there with a big fart noise machine, and just as soon as they're up there talking, just keep like doing fart noises
until you get kicked out.
Nah, yeah, to do it enough so that it actually seems like they were farting at some point, and then you go a little overboard with it just to really mess him up.
And he's like, "Oh my god, I farted."
That is praxis. Oh my god, I farted.
Oh god. Come on.
I think that's a good non-violent way of getting these people
blow off some steam
out of their element, you know? Yeah. I was just hearing once again, because I was watching highly recommended Jesse Gender's more recent video on Matt Walsh. It's 4 hours long. I still haven't watched it all the way through. But
I haven't even finished Cody Shody's 3-hour-long thing about Jordan Peterson from 3 months ago because it's too much to hack. So much Jordan Peterson at once.
I've listened to that like 4 times.
But it's like a compilation of all these. I know it's great, but it's just so much Jordan Peterson.
So well with it.
Oh, I know.
Just because you won't get through it, Jordan Peterson just sitting there like
LOL-LMFAO.
I already liked and subscribed, so it's okay.
Okay.
So,
hit that notifications bell.
Yeah.
Okay, Natalie.
But yeah, another thing that could when these people weirdos get up there, you're just like, okay, no, never mind.
I was gonna say I texted you the other day that movie ratings are trigger warnings, like that is what it is. Like that's all. I was just thinking about it because there was a movie rating, like not like a 10 out of 10, like a rated R.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, that's what it is for all these snowflakes that want to protect their kids and stuff. It's like, well. Yeah, trigger warnings have been around. It's just like an explanation of what to expect. So some people who have like a different lived experience than you can decide whether or not they want to watch it, you know? Like, but do you think that they would be okay with taking away those kinds of things? I wonder why they've never complained about that. Oh, Hollywood trying to be all, everyone's so sensitive and blah, blah, blah. Hasn't movie ratings always been around? Like,
no,
but
yeah,
early on they were kind of, but yeah, they haven't been around in the same way because Hollywood hasn't existed in the same way. But since we started doing ratings, isn't that kind of what it is? It's if you're triggered by nudity, heaven forbid, you know,
triggered,
or language or violence or whatever.
Words.
That's what.
Yeah,
just or intense situations.
You won't watch
Setting
a
aside
Serbian
the
film,
inherent...
Snowflake. You know,
yeah,
or the human centipede. Some of them
are not rated like this.
Yeah, that's because they don't actually not believe in trigger warnings. It's just that they can make fun of it for being cringe. It's just their way of saying that's cringe. It's like how they make fun of pronouns and bio. Well, I mean, this is Twitter talk, but
my pronouns are kiss
and
my
bio.
ass.
Yeah, just making fun of pronouns, making fun of trigger warnings, safe spaces, all that. It isn't because they inherently actually don't believe in them. I mean, sure, some people don't, but they're the weird, politically active, strange people on the right that are the versions of us, you know, on the fascist side. But in terms of the culture war about it, they don't believe that. They just want to be bullies. That's all it is.
That's true. They are bullies.
It's just like, you know, of course, that's the thing on Twitter. Pronouns in bio. Of course you got pronouns in your bio. You know, something that's like, what the fuck does that even...
Yeah, like why do you have to comment on that?
Yeah,
like
why is it a point
for you?
It's just like, you need a trigger warning. How cringe! It's like, yeah, it's literally just because you think it's cringe. That's the entire foundation of it, and so it's pure subjective crap. Yeah, to make you feel holier than thou, or whatever word I'm looking for.
To other someone, to let them know that you feel they are not part of your tribe.
Yeah. To someone else. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, to make sure the division is clear. You're not like me, and I'm not like you because I don't want to be like you, and I don't like people like you.
Yeah.
And it's just, that's what culture wars really are, at least now. I'm sure it's always like that. And, you know,
unlike
I don't
us,
know.
you know, with the whole right wing mental illness thing. You know,
Yeah.
we're definitely
No,
above
that's
that kind of thing.
that's just true. We've been explaining it in detail every once in a while,
This is my
and not
thesis
in very
is
detailed.
that it is a mental illness. It's a degradation of evolution. It's like it's holding societal evolution back, and why? And it doesn't make any sense because it won't happen. It's not.
You're so close to calling him
agree with
degenerate and putting him in camps,
no.
Natalie. No,
I'm saying
re-education
it's not,
camps are actually patriotic.
Yes, exactly. Because it's not possible to conserve anything like that. Time marches on. The only thing that stays the same is everything changes. You know, so
Who
why
sang
not
that song?
lean
Time
into
marches
it?
on.
Tracy Lawrence.
Tracy
Yep.
Lawrence. That's a good one.
Dad
That'll
might
be
have
The
some
idea
good
that
music.
we, at some point in our past, were so great that we can just stop there, that there aren't problems to solve,
Yeah,
that
what are
we
you,
can't
Amish?
do better? Like,
Yeah.
you really think we can't do better than this?
Because we
almost
can always
like
do better, and that's humans.
Yeah. Saying that we can't do it's like we're always going to be finding new problems to fix and ways to progress, not only just because time marches on, but because we are constantly expanding our knowledge about the world, about society. We're constantly
Because-
educating ourselves. It's like, so
Have you
if
ever
you
met a
want
kid?
if you want to
They're
go
like, why?
to
Why?
this mythical
Why?
past or the status quo or whatever, right-wing viewpoint of anti-progress or regression even with like fascist ideologies and stuff, it's like you're almost either acknowledging the untruth that we're done finding knowledge, we're done
this is
learning
it.
about ourselves in the world, or you want us to stop. And I mean, it's probably
Because it
why
benefits you the
book
most to
burnings
stop
and,
right here.
and lack of education is so such an integral part of that kind of worldview or that kind of ideology.
Yeah, because you can't have new thoughts. You can't have new perspectives coming in and making you think about things differently. You got to think about it this way. That's what religion's for.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's
because
why
if you have asked
you can go to
questions-
say, no, it's all in this book that was written 2,000 years ago. It's like,
Yeah.
what? No,
The
we've
answer
got a
to
lot
every
more knowledge
question.
from them.
Yeah.
No, we don't need it.
It's all right here.
that's
Then because
inherently
seriously, you
conservative.
can't stop it because every child that is born they are like, why? And then they think about something differently because every person is different and they'll have a different foundation of knowledge because it just keeps building upon itself and it just will keep doing that because that's what happens. That's what happens with a species that passes on its knowledge like we do and builds upon it. That's why we don't live like, not in houses and stuff. Like, that's why we have been to the moon. That's why nuclear power plants exist. Like, that's because we will just keep adding. It's inevitable that we have written language, and it's inevitable all of these things. It's inevitable because it happened, obviously, but it just keeps propelling forward. Because
all of the stuff that we have
that's
now
how
was
humans work,
inevitable.
yeah.
This is getting weird.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and not even just that, like these physical manifestations of that, of like going to the moon or learning to fly, but just the knowledge base itself. I mean, we're at like this crazy point where it's just even more apparent, like that information and knowledge, like that's what humanity is. Like, that's what progresses. That's what it is. I don't know how to explain myself right now. Yeah, it's great to learn because knowledge is power. And then Ben Shapiro just says,
no.
So, I mean, then we're done. So,
yeah,
what were you
knowledge
saying,
is
Zach?
not power.
Oh, it's data. The accumulation and storage of data and the ability to pass it down and to condense it and to concentrate that knowledge in each new generation is what makes us better. And
it makes our
that
growth
is a subjective reasoning, the idea that that is better to have more information, to progress, to have a species that can harness larger and larger concentrations of power to do more and more things, to change greater and greater things, I feel is a good thing.
If we did it right,
well,
and we didn't, rape our planet.
Well, but I mean, subjectively, whether it's better or not, even that aside, it is. It just is. That is what we do.
That's exactly right. That's what I was going to say.
It's going to take a lot more energy to stop that than,
Yeah, you have to become. You have to start a cult. You have to go and have these very defined. You have to be Amish.
Steal
to
some
stop
fucking
progress.
wheat paste and no.
You know what you have to do, Doug? You have to go in the middle of the woods.
Yeah, and then you're just out there with no internet, no Twitter, just screaming, and everyone else is having fun except for you.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Puritans.
The entire judiciary system so that you can legislate that kind of Ludditism onto the populace.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, someone's doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, someone's on that. All right, cool.
Yeah. Someone's on that? Let's do some more whippets.
Me. Oh, I'm just jacked up on legal shit. I guess whippets are semi-legal, right? It's just
you can buy them at a store.
Yeah, sure. You could buy kratom at a store too. It's all good. So
yeah. I actually have a Zen in right now. I got a little nicotine addiction going.
Ooh,
so
man,
kind
that's
of nursing
bad,
that. Yeah,
man. I have two.
Zach gave it to me.
I have 2 vapes in front of me right now, so I'm just like, no.
2 vapes and a Monster or whatever you drink, like a caffeine.
Well, right now it's just a Merchant's Craft Diet Cola, but yeah.
Oh.
But I had a caffeine pill before the podcast, so. Yeah.
These I've only had 2 cans of Bang today, so you know.
Yeah.
You had,
2 cans of Bang. I had a
2
Bang.
cans.
A Bang. Oh, this isn't a Bang vape. This is a Truly bar.
I just drink a lot of coffee.
Oh, I do that too.
Yeah.
Now I wonder how this leads into one of the only normal things that I wrote on here. I don't know. I always feel so bad about how much I take over this podcast, and now there's 2
stop
people
feeling
on the other
bad
side.
About it.
Okay.
Shut up! How dare you?
And listen,
your podcast
because your podcast, you do all of the fucking work on it. I'm just here.
Creativity to me is just like.
Well, no, it's not my podcast, and I refuse
I will
to say
not
that
take
it is.
credit.
Yeah, I will not take the blame or credit, or whatever you want to say. No, but talking
I was gonna
about.
I want to tell you really quick. I told Dad, he's like, how's it been going?
Okay.
Because the housing market and stuff, and he's like, blah, blah, blah. We're just talking about work. He's like, what have you been doing? I was like, been doing a little political activism. And he's like, That's the kind of support. Yeah, just like that's the kind of support that's
Hey, I think I
get from
almost
him.
talked Dad into being accepting of using they them pronouns. So
he is.
I mean,
he's just
goes,
being stubborn.
Well, we just we like to have political
Spirited
conversations.
I think he doesn't like it with me as much because I'm a girl.
Because you're fucking annoying. But no, just kidding.
Because it gets so heated between us.
Because every time he brings something
though.
up, your only response is
drugs are fun.
So.
And I'm like, don't knock it till you try it, Dad. I told him, let's do acid.
Yeah, and he was like,
he said,
awesome.
You know what he said?
Awesome
no,
to the
he
max.
said, no, he said,
Yeah,
that was his response.
Yeah, he's retired. We should smoke weed with him. But
yeah, I've smoked weed with him before.
Well, I haven't, so you're cool.
Mm-hmm. Anyway,
it's very cringe.
Yeah.
But so we were just we had been kind of going into the whole
mental illness is when you're right wing
type of stuff, and I didn't know how to connect it to this last thing that I wrote down, which was the narcissistic perspective of, well, this is how everyone feels, they just won't admit it, is such a mainstay of conservatism. Just another example of brain dead right-wing mental illness. Oh, that's what I wrote down. But yeah, this is like, I thought of it because I don't know if you guys have heard of that.
You know what?
Oh, I need to put your version of that in here. I keep forgetting that.
Oh, you know what?
There was that teacher in Texas. This was just a couple days ago. But he kind of got
Texas.
Yeah.
Sit down.
But this teacher, he told the students,
"Suck my dick, idiot."
No, but pretty much, no. But he it'll just be around. People will see it. You'll see it. I'll just send it to you if you haven't seen that teacher that admitted to being racist and saying, well, just everyone's racist, and talking to all these fucking black students in class.
Jesus
and saying
Christ.
that he is ethnocentric and how he came to terms with, that's just how people feel. That just deep down, that is the bias that I feel like my race. He said that my race is superior. And all these students, these high school students, and one of them even, because this whole thing's recorded, and one of them even said, he's like, man, my dad has a lot of followers on Instagram, and we're posting this. You're gonna be on the internet. He tells him he's like, well, I don't care. He's just felt so, it wasn't even this crazy racist thing. He felt so confident in it, and just that idea of, well, no, you guys are wrong, you feel that way too, is just so hard to break through. Because
you black kids feel like I'm better than you too.
No, no, he legitimately would think, no, you guys feel like your race is superior. It's no, not everyone thinks in terms like that. Not everyone is ethnocentric at their core, and they're just denying it. It's that narcissistic type of thing that seems, I don't know, it just feels like it goes hand in hand with American conservatism.
That is true. That's I learned about that. It was in one of my
Zach said, silent majority, big time. Yeah.
In one of my sociology or philosophy classes, talking about how white people assume about other white people assume about other white people that they'll get behind racist jokes, that people of the same sociodemographic status, in line at grocery stores, if there's someone that's a minority that making eye contact with this other white people and assuming that they're on the same page about the superiority over these other people, those people sort of attitude, and the assumption that other white people are going to be on board with that. That does come from whatever. That's white privilege to think that.
Well, combined with that narcissism,
from a white perspective
I think.
That comes from entitlement and privilege and stuff because you're so fucking out of touch. Yeah, that you're just, and that
but
sounds
that lack of
delusional
empathy,
person, legitimately mentally.
It's that tribalism.
Yeah,
you're like me, so you're going to be on the same page as me. Mm-hmm. They are other, so what I do to them, you will back me up on.
Yeah. Oof.
And then with the thought that it's well, just because that's how people are, that's how I am, that's how you feel, right? It's
because that's how I am, that's how
empathy.
Everyone is.
Yeah, that's not what. That's the opposite of empathy. It's panini
Cruelty?
Something.
Pandini.
Yeah, it's panini,
it is
not
a hard
empathy.
day when you learn that everyone doesn't think the same as you. And
yeah.
It's a hard lesson.
Well, and a lesson that so many people just don't
maybe
learn.
Those other people could have a good perspective that, you have to think, maybe I could be wrong. Those people are just those other people have a different, if they think they have a different perspective, they're wrong. I couldn't possibly be wrong in any of my position. I know to the core that I'm 100% right in this, and if other people are not also feeling this way, they're wrong.
They're lying to themselves. Yeah, if they don't feel the same
and
way.
I know better than they do. And of course, this was a white fucking man. Oh my God, that's mansplaining sort of stuff too. Oh wow.
Oh yeah, mansplaining.
Men being yeah, no, I know better. You don't know. Stop being offended. I'm not offended. Yeah, you are. And I'm no, I'm not. Yeah, you're offended. And I'm just because I'm having a spirited debate with you, whatever. And it's like people pushing these things onto you, telling you how you feel is... That's so much of it to do with him being a man, honestly. In our culture, anyways, I think. But,
when the students pretty much told him, just
sit down.
Yeah,
You little poopy bitch.
and he's already on administrative leave. But but it was true. It went around because like that kid, his dad is like a major producer. I've heard the guy's name before. He has over 1 million followers on Instagram, and he put it out there as all of these verified accounts. Like, what the fuck is going on?
About race, doesn't he know that race is a social construct? Also,
no, of course he doesn't know that.
Sort of things. He's a fucking teacher. He's a teacher, and he doesn't know that.
He's a teacher in Texas.
He's a baseline. Every single teacher in the world should know that. That we already know that that's true, so everyone should fucking know that that's true.
Or that ethnocentrism is wrong.
No,
it's
we
like
just
he
tell
took
kids about ethnocentrism and let them decide.
It seemed like from the
we tell kids
conversation
about the Holocaust and they can decide whether or not it's bad.
Yeah, that again. You and your Holocaust revisionism, Natalie.
I know. That's a quote. That's a quote. That's not me. I didn't make up that idea.
Stop.
Oh,
Stop.
Yeah, please.
No, but and it seemed like it was. I don't have the whole context, but it felt like the guy totally, like he was almost there and totally misinterpreted what like having inherent racial bias is. Like everyone has biases, and recognizing them is one thing, and that's the whole discussion, is like working with and through your biases. Like, oh, everyone has a racial bias. Like it's something that happens in your brain. It's how society has molded you. There's science behind that, but that doesn't mean that everyone is ethnocentric like you are. Like that he just didn't quite get there. He's like, no, I read everyone's racist. They just, it's like, no, not everyone is racist.
That is really
moron.
interesting. That reminds me of, it was on a Jon Stewart segment where it was Fox News was talking about someone who had been fired because of saying racist emails.
Uh-huh.
And Fox News was like...
Well, we've all been there.
Just because... Well, no, seriously saying that you could find, if you dig enough into any company, that you'll find racist stuff, but America's not racist, and Jon Stewart's like, you're so... close to it. You're saying that everywhere you look, you will find racist stuff.
And then you're like, but we're not racist.
Switching that and being like, but America's not racist. There are racist people, but we're not racist, even though it's everywhere.
There's
we're
all
not
this evidence, but that doesn't mean the conclusion should be drawn from it.
Yeah. That's not what we're here for. Just the facts, man.
Yeah.
But and on top
we don't
of
want
that,
to interpret any of this.
It goes back to my point about how like even that comment, I remember that happening, and just saying like, well, come on, dig through any of our history, you're going to find something problematic.
Not mine.
Or no,
or not the N-word. You're not
it's
find
like
the fucking
you're not
N-word
going to find
anywhere.
racist jokes in my work email, you fucking moron.
Oh, yeah.
Like, but I mean, even that where it's like, no, not really. Not everyone's like that. It's the same with like, it's just locker room talk in the 2016 campaign. No, it's not. Just because you talk to your friends like that doesn't mean we all do. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, it's that, this is how it goes. This is how people work, because that's how I work. That's how my friend group works. That's how I see the world.
And
so
if that is how it works, yuck. Change it.
Yeah,
Gross.
exactly.
Fucking
you're still
do
not
something
saying
different.
You're not acknowledging that it's wrong.
Yeah, no, you are acknowledging that it's wrong, and you're saying, but that's how it is, right? Am I right? That's just how people are. Yeah,
well, if you're acknowledging, if you're acknowledging that it's wrong, but you're also acknowledging that you don't want it to change for the better, are you acknowledging that it's wrong?
I think you don't really know what you're acknowledging. I think that you're not really thinking about much. You've got a lot of, what is that called? Cognitive dissonance going on in there, and that is denial, and it turns into ethnocentrism. And
Suck a dick, dumb shit!
Nationalism.
Oh, so I didn't mean to hit it quite. I was going to do it perfectly at the end. Oh, man.
That's okay.
Well, what else?
I don't know how to say it anyways.
And let's let's bring this back. You can see that at least here's some good in humanity is pushback against that exact line of thinking is kind of apparent in how the midterms turned out, because that was kind of the overall message and campaigns on the national level of the GOP is their whole well, yeah, look at this. Everyone thinks this is disgusting what's happening to our country, running on all this anti-trans stuff and all that, which was such a huge part. I mean, it's just currently a huge part of conservative thinking in America, it seems like, is just being transphobic. That's our message. And it's but they only do that under the assumption that, this is how people really feel. Like Zach said, that's that silent majority thinking. And guess what? It's on paper right now. You lost because you were wrong. This isn't what people think. People aren't as bigoted as you. People aren't transphobic.
People are not passionate about transphobism.
Yeah, or they don't care like you do.
Yeah.
They're not all secret chasers.
Because they just latch onto stupid bullshit like that they think will stick, because they have no policies. They have no deeper thoughts than just hating
their
group.
Feelings. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Their feelings. Zach's headphones are about to die. So
okay. Well, it's an hour right now.
Suck me from the back.
Yeah. Well, Zach.
Suck me from the back.
Okay, Hassan.
I'm not
That's the joke.
I'm just going to start playing a bunch of drops.
Yeah. Okay. Just all at the same time. Yeah.
It's very cringe. Bruh. This is politics. You're so
I need to see a dick.
Everyone is stupid except me.
I'll cut your throat. I'll come to your house and kill your children.
And
dead air.
Okay, it was the opposite of dead air.
Yeah. It was crackling.
And scene.
There we go. Well, thanks for being talked over for an hour, Zach.
Yep.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Ugh,
That's what you can come to expect.
That doesn't
from
sound
being on
genuine.
Yeah.
Hey, if it was
He's
all...
just texting. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
That's whatever you were talking about.
I'm sorry,
you.
You're still here?
Zach's been sleeping for 15 minutes.
Talking in the background.
Yeah, he's making important phone calls.
Podcast.
I say Geneva, you hear Helsinki? But okay,
not good.
And
anarchists should never have children.
Okay, there we go. But well, thanks, Zach. If it was in person, it was the three of us, I think it would be a little better.
Less fun.
I think.
Oh,
well, much less fun. But that's mostly just my halitosis.
And being very thoughtful.
We don't be wearing turtlenecks because it's cold in here.
Yeah,
because I turned off my heater.
This thing, yeah,
because I'm recording. But yeah, okay. Well, shout out to R.M. Brown, our Lord and Savior.
Not good.
And he is the opposite of
not good.
No, he's the best. He almost shouted us out on the last program, but I didn't put the name of the show in my comment, so...
You pervert!
Yeah, that's what he called me. But, yeah, inshallah, we will speak with him at some point. That would be the best. And then Natalie can start climbing the ladder up to Hassan's heavy balls. But
oh, can't wait.
And Zach will be along for the ride, doing some audio engineering for free because we love him.
Yeah, we'll let you do this because we love you.
Oh, guess what, Zach? We're paying you in wheat paste.
Yeah.
Put up your little commie signs everywhere. Yeah, it's edible and useful. Wasteful and practical. It's like I'll be lording my democratic socialism and the existence of a state over you, but
awesome.
I'll be burning copies of Pat the Bunny CDs. It'll be great.
Okay. Okay. Well, I love you both. I love you, Zach.
Me too.
And
You too, honey.
we will upload this sometime this month. So, okay. Bye.
Bye. Love you. Bye.